So this year at the rally, I believe last year they were not here, but this year they are here to get your weights. So they weigh each axle, and that gives you the true weight, which we've been over the truck scales at the truck stops, but that doesn't give you a true weight per axle. Well, we welcome you back to our YouTube channel, Soaring Together. In today's video, we're going to get weighed. We're going to get our whole rig weighed, including us, just to see if we're overweight. So after the intro, we'll be right back. We are Ricky and Denise. We sold everything in 2020 and hit the road to RV full time. We travel in our Freightliner M2 truck, pulling our DRV JX 450 Fullhouse that hauls our 2020 Harley Tri-Glide. We invite you to travel along with us as we are soaring together. So recently at the heavy duty truck rally, we had the opportunity to get our rig weighed, and Trey and Susan were there from RVSafety. And first of all, I want to tell you that I will put a link to their website below in the description of this video. If you go to their website, they have some really good information about weights and safety, and they also have a schedule of events where they will be conducting the weights. And one reason why they do this at events is because they need a good level place to properly weigh your rig. So therefore, they do not weigh at individual campsites for folks. So you can check out their schedule, and they do travel the whole United States. So there's lots of good information there as to where they're going to be and the dates. So you can schedule your traveling according to that if you're interested in getting your rig weighed. So they do, like I said, they have good information at their website. But I just wanted to ask Ricky a couple questions. Why should we get our rig weighed?
Well, each rig has a gross vehicle weight rating on it. Trucks, trailers, campers, SUVs, everything.
So for safety, we need to make sure we're not going over those manufactured weight ratings.
Yeah.
Of our home.
Our home. Tires. Not only do they have a weight rating, and a lot of people don't realize or understand, they also have speed ratings that are suggested by the manufacturers.
So we get our rigs weighed to check out the weight, to make sure you're not overloaded, and also to make sure that you have correct tires for that load that you're carrying. And because that's the number one reason for tire blowouts is you don't have your tires properly inflated for the weight you're carrying.
Yes, you can be carrying more weight than the tire's ready for, or there again, going faster than what it's rated for. Most of the time it's underinflated tires. They heat up and therefore blow out.
So the process to get it weighed, what did we have to do beforehand?
Well, Trey obviously weighs your truck and your trailer and the combo. And due to the fact that, of course, we were at the heavy duty truck rally, so a lot of people carry smart cars that didn't have them on it. So they came and weighed the whole rig together and hooked and unhooked. But due to the fact that, we don't care the weight wasn't going to change on ours because we don't put anything on it. I got to go around, weigh my truck.
And I was in there too.
Yeah. Because everything, makes a difference. Everything makes a difference.
Everything, even me, makes a difference.
Makes a difference. So that way, when we took the rig back over, when
we didn't have to unhook there.
We
at that
didn't
site.
have to unhook there and rehook, and it, it's faster for us and faster for them, and it just made it a lot.
And they
easier.
let us do that because they were going to be there a few days, so they gave us the opportunity to.
Yeah, they
weighed
weighed several days, so he gave me a time to. They gave me a time.
But we had to fill out a form beforehand too. And what all did they ask on that form?
Well, I don't know that I can remember everything, but each tire has a weight rating. You know, if you're single or duals, it has a weight for the single, it has a weight for the duals. On your truck, of course, the trailer tires have a weight rating. They have a
So you got some numbers off the tires and put on that
yes, I
form
had
so
to
they
get
could
some,
plug it into the computer
Yeah.
and get their
and
proper analysis.
and they're so good that I would have wrote a number down incorrect, and they came back and asked me.
Computer didn't pick it up.
Yeah, there was the rating. I mean, the weight was wrong on it. I should have looked a little bit closer, but that's how thorough they are, because they have a sheet that tells, you know, you have to tell them the brand tire. You know, there's several questions for them to get a very accurate. I don't remember all of them, but for them to get to be accurate in the information they give you.
So we've been weighed at the scales at the truck stops. Why did you want them to weigh us?
I wanted them to weigh us because I wanted to know the individual axle weights or tire rates, because you can be under on the GVWR, on your gross vehicle weight rating, and
Still be too heavy
on one side or the other. Or you can, you know, you can be putting too much pin weight on your truck, or not many people are not putting enough. Well, except for a heavy duty truck. You know, a heavy duty truck, you need the pin weight.
So we wanted to do it because our concern was, because all of our appliances are on this off-door side of the rig, and in this slide we have the refrigerator, all of the appliances, and the washer and dryer is kind of centrally located, but we wanted to mainly check the axles to make sure we weren't overloaded on this side of the trailer.
Right.
And we got a good report.
Yeah.
These are the scale readings up here, and this is the math and the comparisons down here. So this is the truck without the trailer attached, and this is the truck with the trailer attached. You get those two truck weights, and the difference between those two is your pin weight. So we see that, right?
Right.
Just a smidge over the front axle, right? Just barely, 8100. That number's
Is
red.
that the inside or the outside?
Well, that's the whole axle.
The whole axle?
Yeah, 8150 and
Okay.
you're 8000. You're on this side. Is where it's a little bit heavier.
On the kitchen
but
side.
your kitchen side, right?
It's
kitchen
gonna.
side.
It's
How much
So this
heavier
is
is it
heavier.
on the
150.
kitchen?
So
Well,
150.
Well,
It's over.
the
It's
eighth.
over the half of the axle by 150. So that's pretty easy to manage. You know, that's easy to kind of deal with. You do see also that, you know, front, middle, rear, and that's why I was back there. It doesn't. It looks like it's pretty level.
It's level
Right,
as
so-
best I can
so-
tell.
But it also, the axle system is further back, and it's DRV, so it's
It's
heavy.
further. No,
It's just-
DRV puts them further forward.
well, but yours is further back. I mean, if you go back and look at it, there's a lot in the front, and I'm just saying that means you're going to have a heavier front end.
Right, heavier pin weight.
So
yeah.
pin weight and that too.
Okay.
Even though you are pretty level, and you could double check it. You know, sometimes it's hard to look. You know, to look on the side. and
I've
see.
tried to run as level as
Yeah,
as I can.
it looks pretty level.
It's pretty
I mean,
level.
it looks pretty level. But that I'm just, whenever I see that, you know, you see that
That's a big front.
distribution,
right.
it often indicates that it's nose down a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You got a lot of trailer in front of your axles and
Right.
not much back here.
Yeah,
I don't know
well,
what
if I didn't have the trike in the back,
it
them
would be
numbers would
be a lot.
Yes,
yeah, it would
a
be
lot more than what it
heavier.
is.
Right, exactly. Just that, you know, and it's in the tire. There's plenty of tires, so tire's not an issue. You know, we'll make sure with the inflation pressure of that. But if there's any way to just move a little bit from the front, somewhere in the front, moving it either to the other side or from the front to the back. I mean, if you could, that's ideally, that's, you know, if you can get more in the back,
Yeah.
that's going to help.
Yeah, that would.
Right? I mean, if
that'd
there's
pretty
some
much
long-term
equal it up.
storage that
Yeah.
you could do back there without being inconvenient, you know,
Yeah.
you want to balance that too. So those we'll make sure tire wise it's not a problem at all, so there's no issue tire wise. So
No, I'll put
so
the
we'll do that. So
bigger tires and bearings and all one.
right. So inflation pressure, looking at the trailer, we'll take that heaviest one, the 4150, and these are your trailer tires here. I mean, you're way off the bottom of the chart with these bigger tires. So you're not even, so I would be, down in this ballpark,
I'm running about 118 now.
Yeah, I would drop it down to here, because even here you're
Down to
700 pounds over that tire. So yeah, I would be in this ballpark right here. Yeah, for that. Yeah. On your truck tires, on the rear, you got 6100 is your heaviest wheel position there. And so that's dual tires. So that's this D times 2, that's both dual tires together. So again, you're off the bottom of the chart here. So 70, 75 is a good number there.
I run 80 in the front and 85 in the back, so I can
So
drop.
you can drop the rear down.
Yeah.
Drop the rear down. In the front, let's see where we're at. 38.75. Staying pretty much the same right there. That's interesting. But you've got your hitch is not behind the axle, right?
It's right
over the axle. So that's good.
That's what makes it
That's
different.
good. Yeah. No, but that's still good though, because you don't really want to offload that.
No.
Yours. So
No.
it's not offloading. It's identical, the same.
Right.
So it's good. So but 38.75, that's our single tire configuration. So again, that's down here. So 75 minimum. So 80, 85.
I'll tell you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ballpark. No, I'm just.
My brother-in-law drove a truck for years. The Michelin guy told him, he said, 80 pounds is, for his rig, is almost, he says, and he said he's running 500,000 miles.
Yeah, and that's without looking at the weights.
Right,
That's not, and of course, truck driving is a little bit different than ours because we've got the different loading going on. So, but yeah, those.
So the only thing
now we know the loads and we've got the inflation table. Right. Then we can zero in on what's really good for you.
So I could actually. The rears, I probably really need to drop a little bit.
Yeah, they could come. Yeah, if you're up here at 85, coming down here, because as long as you don't go below that minimum, you're not underinflating. We in RV use, we like to see. I mean, if it's a Michelin truck guy looking at this right here, they would want you They would. A lot of them would say, run that right there, and that's okay. It's perfectly fine to do that. The only reason we give 5 to 10 psi is cold mornings. It's absolutely. An RV. It's not you're not doing it. You're not driving the same number of miles. You're not doing all those kinds of things. So it's not you're not having to. We call it chasing inflation pressure. So you're not always having to get the thing out. You're giving just a little bit of reserve capacity so that it's you want to have that little extra in there just to deal with certain situations.
Yeah, I never even checked its chart, but I've never put 125 in.
Yeah, that's not based on your loads. That's not anywhere close to what you need.
Even as heavy as I am. I mean,
exactly. Right. And that's just the way the fitment of the tires. There's only so many tires that you can fit for that size, and you just happen to be at this end of the chart. So sometimes they're at this end of the chart. It just depends on what truck it is. And what you're doing.
So the main thing I need to get some off the cap, or in the front. Kind of let it come back a little bit.
You're at what did you say your front normally was? You run it at 80?
I run at 80.
No, 80's good.
Well, I'm talking about for my trailer.
Oh, for the trailer. Yeah, for the trailer you could drop it down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for the trailer you can drop it down to around 100. They don't want you. Continental's chart is just limited to 95.
You're talking about the weight. We need to get a little weight off the front.
I need to get.
I apologize.
No, I don't make sense.
I apologize. No, you did. We've got evidence
She understands me. Like most people don't. That's 45 years.
Sometimes I have to be his interpreter.
I wasn't listening properly.
No,
you're right.
Yeah, I need
if you can. Yeah, if there's some way to get some, I know it's hard because
worth of clothes.
Shift them to the back.
Yeah, I mean, if there's just stuff that you could, if there's a place for you to do long-term storage where you don't need something for a while, box it up and put it in the back. I'm not telling you where to do it. You'd have to figure out where it would work. But if it can get out of the front to the back, that's going to help you. That's going to help you with this step. That step, it's heavier in the front. So that just helps offload, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it makes. That's
Pretty good report.
Yeah.
You can see there's a couple red things on the sheet, but on that particular axle that we were concerned about, we were 150 pounds overweight.
Well, on the
Which
front,
I can take that much out of the refrigerator when we travel, because I had the freezer pretty full.
we
like to eat.
We're gonna eat. We're gonna.
We could both lose.
We're gonna eat.
We could both lose 50 pounds a piece. That would be 100 pounds of it. Yeah.
We're gonna eat, but it's but that's on the truck.
But this is all important for your safety and going up and down the highway.
I think so. They say information is knowledge. You can guess. I mean, true. And my weights on the cat scales were close.
Okay.
They were very close.
And the way you get the weights on the cat scales, you have to figure out what your pin weight is.
Well, you
Because we weighed the truck individually, and then we weighed the whole rig, and then you figured out what the pin weight is, and you were pretty accurate on that pin weight.
Yeah, we had to.
According to what he gave us here.
Yeah, we done this basically the same thing that he does.
But you had to manually figure it, pencil it out.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Get the weight of the back axle empty versus when it's the trailer's on it, and the difference is your pin weight.
Yeah.
But so we were pretty pleased, but and the tires, we were excellent with our tires, because we actually got new tires this past June. We put the
J-rated tires on. And we're well within our limits on that. And
the pressure that you were running was pretty accurate according to his.
Yeah. Pressure is probably the most important thing. I will say this, my brother-in-law drove a truck for years, and he told me to run 80 pounds in my steers, and a lot of people thought that was not enough, but it turned out to be
more accurate.
Very accurate for my truck. And there again, it depends on, it all depends. That's why you do it individually and separately for each axle, each tire, your tow vehicle, because those numbers are important. I mean, there's nothing that can guarantee you that you're not going to have a blowout or any of those things, because we all know the roads that we have.
Run with the TPMS.
We do run with the TPMS.
Make sure we're properly inflated.
And try to, but even though you have a TPMS, if you have a blowout, I mean, it's done blowed out before it goes off. But hopefully, if there's something slowly going wrong with it, then maybe have an opportunity to pull over. But once again, the tire pressure is vitally important. I know a lot of folks say that you put the maximum on what's on the tire. I didn't agree with that to start with, and don't make it right, but I just didn't agree. But come to find out, I could run, because I have higher rated tires or more weight capacity. Even on a truck, you have a single, the tire will carry so much single and it carries so much dual, and those numbers are different, obviously. So just knowing the numbers makes the difference. And we chose to move up our tire rating, and therefore doing that, we can run a little less air pressure in our tires.
Have more rubber on the road. And that's a little safer. There again, some would say it causes a little more drag, and I can see that to some extent. But on the other hand, for me, stopping is probably more important than I think the little difference it'll make on having a
pulling
little
it.
drag. What would that affect? Your miles per gallon, or?
Yeah, but I don't think you'll change it enough to really that you'll be able to figure it out. And I mean, I guess you could air them up and run it down the road and check it, and let it out. I'm not going to do that. I choose to run mine a little lower, and actually I could run mine a little lower than what I was running due to the fact that we put a bigger tire on.
But we were excited that Trey and Susan were there with RVSafety and doing the weighings this year, and we were able to get our numbers on paper.
Yeah.
So we have good numbers that we can use if we run into a problem on the road. And if you are interested, like I said, I will put their website in the description of this video. And we just want to thank you for following our journey as Rickey and I are soaring together and living life in different places.